Hello, everybody. Gary Massa here with Massa Associates at Compass again on how money is walking and who's leaving California. The vlog that we are just starting again. As we've been talking about before, there's many people leaving California for one reason or another: political, lower cost of living, taxes, etc. You name it. People all have their reasons. And today, we're going to be interviewing Joe Yates. From Medford, Oregon. Joe, thank you so much for joining us. You're a real estate agent with EXP, correct? And a good friend of mine also.
Yeah, with EXP, Medford, Oregon, and always great talking to you, Mr. Gary Massa.
Thank you so much. And real quick secret, everybody, I've met Joe in Cabo. We both have kind of the same dream to retire someday in Cabo. And again, I really appreciate that about you, Joe, and all of your hard work you've done to get there, but also still operating your real estate business in Medford meanwhile, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, the bulk of everything I do is still in Southern Oregon while growing, down in Mexico as well. But yeah, Medford's home.
Okay, awesome. Tell me real quick about your story. How long have you been there? What your focus is in terms of real estate. How you're helping people there with real estate.
Sure. I've been in the industry overall a little over 20 plus years. I was on the lending side for a long time. Was part of the whole subprime lending thing. So I apologize. Then I've been in real estate since 2009. Been in Medford 45 of my 50 plus years. So definitely a Southern Oregon knowledgeable guy. But yeah, I mean, we just have a good group there. We're putting up some good numbers, and we enjoy it.
That's awesome. So, I mean, over your 20 years of experience there in the real estate field, one way or another, I'm sure you've seen a lot of different trends and a lot of changes in terms of people's mindsets, who's moving in and who's moving out.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the one thing that we see is more or less a constant when it does come to California, though, is that California is almost just like a suburb, or better yet, we're a suburb, right? So, so where you guys are watching somebody might move from, San Diego to LA. For us, when somebody's moving from California to Oregon, it's just kind of like they're just moving down the state or up the state or what have you. So it's fairly seamless. It's just been part of our economy and expectation for so long that just normal go for us. And then of course we have biggest change we've had recently in our market is with the legalization of the growing of cannabis.
Right.
And that's changed things a lot in the real estate community. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I certainly understand that. It's definitely increased a lot of revenue and economies in the Northern California area as well, which we're probably doing the same thing before legalization. But again, now it can be reported and, and recorded anyways. But well, let's jump right into it, Joe. I'm going to share my screen really quick and kind of, the people that I'm interviewing and talking to about on this project are, with the state have the most number of Californians. Like California is the #1 state of where people are coming in from. And the data that I'm grabbing this from, I'm going to share my screen real quick, is the website called How Money Walks. Joe, you can see my screen there. Hopefully all the viewers can see that as well. This is information available on the internet. You can look it up yourself. You can drill down by county, by state, etc. But as you can see, I'm drilled up on I actually got into Medford real quick. Let's just drill down into Oregon as a state. And you'll see up here, California is #1 with $10.34 billion moving into Oregon from California. Now, again, the time frame here is being tracked from 1992 to 2018 by the IRS tax filings, right? So there's a good, amount of time, 24 years, 25 years roughly of data there. But at the same time, over the last 2 years, I would imagine, or I would bet that, that this has increased tremendously as we're seeing a lot more people leave California in the last couple of years. But drilling down where you're located at, Medford, your top 5, counties that are moving into your area are all California. I mean, we have Orange County and basically the South San Francisco Bay Area county is moving into Medford. So again, can you maybe give me an example or some insight as to what the Californians' mindsets are, the reasons why they're moving into to Southern Oregon?
Sure. Gary, obviously everything's individual, but I guess if there's a common theme across some of them, it would be taxes. I mean, taxes is a pretty big deal. I think that people feel like they're paying a lot of taxes in California. So depending on, what you feel like you're getting for that, people are weighing up the value proposition and determining it's time to maybe move. That's one reason. I mean, sometimes I always hear, sometimes I don't want to dig too deep. We're in real estate, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to poke anybody. They're just like, I got to get out of California. And you just go, okay, welcome. And,
That is true.
Don't really know exactly why you don't want to. I think, they might not realize 100% that we are very similar in many ways to California. I mean,
Yeah.
politically, Oregon is very similar to California. If you're trying to escape, make one political move to another, you're not making much of a change going to Oregon. That's really similar. So I think there's a lot of similarities in some ways. So.
Yeah, and maybe that's why it makes it easier to move to Oregon, because of the similarities, yet the much lower tax basis in terms of income tax and state tax, et cetera.
Absolutely. And the price point, of course. I mean, you can sell a one-bedroom condo down there and then come up here and buy half of Oregon. But so people feel like they have much more buying power when they get up here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what has there been any job markets that have been expanding recently that's also been drawing people from California up? I know recently with the pandemic, a lot of people can now work remote, and they're just choosing a lot of different states or areas to move to. But has there been kind of one consistent draw that's bringing people in?
We have in our area, we have which one helps a lot for jobs, and then two, it's a draw, is medical.
Okay.
We have a really, really strong medical community, large hospital infrastructure in Southern Oregon. So you have a lot of people that will move here that are in that field for employment, but then also it's of course a very attractive draw to people that are looking to retire and want to be close to services and that as well. So, but other than medical, I mean, we also don't have a particularly attractive tax base when it comes for corporations.
Okay.
So we haven't launched anything particular lately that's driving other than medical.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, just real quick, what is the tax rates that we're talking about? And I think there's no state tax, right? And the income tax is lower. And what's the property tax?
The property tax it's unlike California, where it's continually assessed and adjusted. So down there where people are used to a 1% of purchase price sales tax or a property tax on things, and ours is, I mean, it can fluctuate a few percent a year and go up. Occasionally it stays still, but there is no, I mean, that I'm aware of, exact tax base. When our home was assessed, when it most recently sold.
Right.
Our taxes are all over the board.
Okay. But again, main reason why people are moving there as well. Now, Joe, do you think that there's anything, any misconceptions that's keeping people from moving to Southern Oregon or to Oregon, in general? Like when they get there, they're like, oh, wait, I thought it was one way, but now I realize it's another, and that makes more sense. I'm moving.
Yeah, no, I think one thing is that they think that we're all, we're all walking around in the snow and we're all, loggers, and we all just killed a deer for dinner. And, it's not as rural as some people think. It's not as, particularly in Southern Oregon, not as cold, not as rainy. They get there and they go, wow, this is, it's nicer than I. So I think that it's usually a surprisingly good misconception.
Okay. Now, on the flip side of that, is there anything that you hear, like when you help people move into Southern Oregon from California, or let's just keep it at California, but are there any complaints that you get that later on they're like, man, I didn't realize this piece that you think people should be aware of, or that you help people understand before moving in, so that way there everybody's on the right page?
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things that, again, I mean, I think that we have things that, you know, I'm not, you know, I don't work for the chamber in Oregon, but I think that it is such an easy move. Again, I think that some of the activities, the outdoor activities are as good or better than what people expect. The golf is as good or better than what people expect. The wine is far superior to anything anybody would imagine that we're going to have here. I mean, just things culturally, I think that things are good. The one thing that we did happen for a few years, and it will happen occasionally, are the fires. And we live in a valley, and when we get fires, it stays. And then if a wind comes to blow out smoke, the wind is blowing the fire somewhere else, turning it hotter. So although we get fires down there and stuff like that, we do live in a valley, and it can kind of stay. And we had a couple of back-to-back summers where I literally had two different clients that both moved from Southern California to Oregon, put them in. We had back-to-back summers, and I sold their homes, and they moved back to Southern California a couple of years later. So I would say that if there's anything that's ever been, you know, it's out of anybody's control for the most part, that would be something that they're like, wow, I had no idea that sucked that bad there. But it's not a common occurrence.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, as we all mentioned, we're here in San Diego, and we have a lot of wildfires here in Southern California as well as Northern California, and it's just definitely something that a lot of people ask about when moving in, and you know, what people are moving out away from because of the wildfires and the danger. And one thing that's kind of become a bigger challenge out of that over the past 10 years is the insurance, you know, on properties, and being, if you're in the fire zone, insurance is going up really, really high. And realistically, most of San Diego, if you're not on the immediate coastal area, is a fire zone, right? So we're starting to experience more and more challenges with that. So I know that's another reason why people may be leaving San Diego also, you know. So good point. So what, and then, you know, after you're talking with your clients that move in, like kind of on the flip side of that question, what is their biggest appreciation factor? Like they settle in there and they basically say, Joe, you know, you told me about this, but man, I had no idea how much better or how great, whatever is that why I've moved here.
The wine and the golf and the, yeah, it's what we miss when we're out and about. No, I think that the people are pretty real in Southern Oregon, because of the fact it's it's a first home market, so everybody's, you know, nobody's out there really necessarily as much trying to impress anybody or put on a show. We have a lot of retirement people that are already won the game, and so I think you get a lot of realness, which is cool. Authenticity. It's you know, as far as people coming in and raising a family, I think they feel pretty good about things as well. So I think weather, aside from those little fire things, I mean, Southern Oregon's just got great weather. You know, it's not rainy like when people picture Oregon weather. They're usually leaning out where it's raining, and mild rain, and we have all four seasons, but it's pretty nice.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I mean, I personally haven't been there. I've been to Portland quite a few times, but not in your area. So I would love to come out and visit, you know, and do some wine tasting and play some golf. So one last question, Joe, just to kind of paint the picture for everybody. What is the average price point of home, you know, in your immediate area?
Right now, we are looking around the 350, 375 range. Is kind of like more the average. Very hot market right now. Like everybody else, just extremely low inventory. Out of the gate, you really need to set expectations. When people do move, you do have cash. Obviously, you a upper hand, but you know, and you do have some buying power, but it's very competitive for what is out there right now.
Right. And so what in the 350 range, what does that home look like on average? Like size, bedrooms, like land, you know?
We're a couple $100 a foot, just a little over that probably. So, you know, you're at 350, you're probably right now close to maybe 1,600, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You're going to be fairly, you know, standard home at that. You know, you're not going to be yet. It's probably 550 to start getting into maybe a 4th bedroom and you know, trying to be politically
Yeah, like
you know,
just more of like
yeah.
a
I mean,
larger
to step up, you're getting into the 450, 500. So 350 is pretty standard entry level, good place right now.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, Joe, is there anything else that you feel is important for anybody that's considering moving into Oregon or Southern Oregon that they should know watching this show today?
No, I mean, you know, again, we have such an influx of people from California and people because of our medical that I mean, it's real as far as we're concerned, and it's, you know, everybody is welcome. I mean, we're looking forward to getting more people into, you know, Southern Oregon. So, no.
Awesome. Well, if anybody does have any questions about Southern Oregon, Oregon in general, you're thinking about it, please give Joe a call. I'm sure he's happy to help, and we'll post his number and contact information below. But again, Joe, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate all the information. I think it's really helpful for people, you know, right now who are all trying to decide where they want to live in the world, you know, now that things are a lot more open. So.
No, absolutely. You know, thanks, Gary. And I am going to say real quick, the fact that you just said people are going to move anywhere they want to live in the world right now, that is, you know, the fact that people are moving their retirement plan a lot quicker now. Yeah. So they're starting to say, you know what, I was going to wait and move this to here, you know, when I was, you know, 60, and now I can do it now. So yeah, we're seeing that as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's my plan. I think a lot more people are thinking a little bit more ahead, that they can get started on that retirement plan a little bit sooner than they actually expected. So, I mean, I think a lot of people right now, just in conversations I'm having, are just starting to realize, hey, I could really do what I want and have a better life, have this, have that dream. You know what I mean? If I left California, maybe stay here with a small place or whatever the case, but people are thinking more globally and more, you know, open to other areas than they had been before, because there's not a lot nailing them down. So good to know. But anyways, Joe, thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you soon, my friend.
All right. Take it easy, Gary. See you, bud.
Bye-bye.